consider moving to California and specifically to the Central Coast? Well, do you know about it? Do you know where it's at? Do you know what it offers? Well, in this video, you're going to find out from this girl who's lived here since she was 7 years old. We're going to get to it right now. Tarnations is the Central Coast in California, where we're going to bring up a map right over here so you can check out the regions and understand where we're located and why I love it so much. So a lot of the locals and a lot of the Californians do consider the Central Coast California in the middle of California and an easy commute to San Francisco and Los Angeles, and more importantly and more excitingly is near Santa Barbara. I don't even know if that's a word, but Santa Barbara is only an hour and 20 minutes south and an easy commute. So the location factor of the Central Coast California is a premium aspect to our area, and that is just something that
the property are location, location, location.
State of California. All right, because of the locations of here on Central Coast, you're always going to have access to the beaches. Your commutes are going to be pretty desirable because of our landscape, our infamous Highway 101 that we use, and the more iconic one is the Highway 1, the Pacific Coast Highway. Central Coast California consists of 6 counties. So starting from the farthest south is Monterey County, which a lot of people love because you're not in LA, but you can get to it quite easily, or, you know, that's where traffic starts really getting intense. Nothing compared to when you're moving up in the northern areas, the northern counties. So Ventura is where there's going to be more hopping, closer to the city life and all that stuff. So that is a hot spot as well. And then we move up to Santa Barbara County, which is amazing, a well sought out location throughout the world. You know, Oprah lives in Montecito. There's beautiful, beautiful estates there, extremely expensive, but that is Santa Barbara County. So then we come up to San Luis Obispo County, where I'm at, and that's like a mini Santa Barbara downtown area, like in San Luis Obispo proper. So again, these are just all different counties that you can explore on the Central Coast. And then you move on up to Monterey County, you know, great golfing throughout all of this area. So Monterey County again, I don't know why I threw in the golf, but I just thought of it. So Monterey County, just thinking of Monterey. On up to San Benito County and then Santa Cruz. So Santa Cruz, of course, that lifestyle is also very well sought out. Definitely a town that is a little bit more congested too, a different vibe. These all have different things to offer you and different opportunities. I'm focusing in San Luis Obispo County, but Central Coast is what I'm trying to just explore with you and share why you should consider the Central Coast in particular as you're searching where to live and should you move to the Central Coast. Back around, should you move to the Central Coast California? Well, my top reason would be just on its own would be the location factor within the state of California. This should be a great attribute to consider as you are considering California or the Central Coast. So the location factor, this is one of the main attractions to our area. Now, it is disputed that we're more southern California, like Southern Cal, but we really are our own little area. Links that I've had in the past and videos describing the location area and why we love it so much, or why you should consider it as you're thinking where you should live in California, specifically the Central Coast. So the location factor is huge. And also because of the location factor and that we're not a huge city area on the Central Coast, you're not going to have those high traffic commutes that you would experience in other locations within California. So again, location factor is a huge component, a huge thing that you should consider as you are thinking of moving here. And I think that is a main factor that you should take into consideration. Next reason of why I think, yes, you should move to the Central Coast California within any of these counties that we've explored is that you're going to have quality of life. Now,
a quality of life like no other.
All of these counties are real close to the Pacific Ocean. So like I said, again, the 101 is a main freeway that we utilize within the state of California, and in particular through these areas. Now, when you get to Monterey, when you get to Ventura area, you are going to have other roads throughout to utilize, but basically, Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo County, you are going to really only have the 101 and be much, much closer to access to the Pacific Ocean. So there you go. Quality of life, you're going to have cleaner air in these counties because we're not high manufacturing areas. You are also going to have great outdoor lifestyle for you all year round, pretty much, because we are in California and we're, the Golden State. So in particular in the Central Coast, it just facilitates different microclimates within all of these counties. And you need to explore those. We do have winds in some of these counties that is more prevalent. That's something that other people that have come into town have shared with me. So I wanted to let you know we do have high winds, so much so that in particular in San Luis Obispo County, there are areas that you can do some kite surfing and windsurfing. And that is a really great experience to also be able to partake in if that's something that you've been wanting to do, moving to California and being able to do beach excursions and adventures to that nature. So that is something that you can do in the Oceano State Beach and Grover Beach entrance, in the Grover Beach entrance there. We've talked about that before. For $5 you can get onto the beach. So that's in San Luis Obispo County in particular, but all up and down the Central Coast, you will find outdoor activities most of the year, and the quality of life that you'll have because of our great weather is just going to be a great thing that you can take advantage of as you are exploring whether or not you should move to the Central Coast, California. Hey there, and real quick, if you're enjoying this information and it's helping you out a little bit, you've learned something, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and share this with other people and join our Central Coast community, because we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so this information can get out to more viewers. And again, leave us some comments. Let me know what you're thinking so far of the Central Coast. So another factor for the Central Coast, whether you should move here or not, is, any of these areas will really facilitate most demographics of wherever you are in the chapter of your life. So if, like I said, if you want to be in Ventura County and be closer to Los Angeles, then, that might be a younger couple or a more active retiree that likes that city life. So that would be an area you can consider. Monterey and San Ynez counties also offer a little slower pace, but a little bit more amenities. When we get to SLO County, San Luis Obispo County, things do change a little bit. They kind of get a little bit softer, a little bit quieter as far as the nighttime lifestyle. But you can always drive to Santa Barbara, and since San Luis Obispo proper is a college town, you can also have that more of an upbeat cultural lifestyle that can bring to the community in San Luis Obispo proper. Santa Barbara, of course, like I said, if you know Santa Barbara, it is just a world-known location, for all of the cultural things that it has there, the museums, that whole lifestyle there. So again, just consider any of these locations in the Central Coast, and I'm very well connected and have people that I can connect you to. If you're considering any of these locations, we can go over price points, we can go over particulars in home styles that you're looking for. So that is not a problem. You just have to reach out to somebody local, and I can be that person for you here and spread that out as we are definitely connected throughout the whole state. All right, so anywhere on the Central Coast, you will have a facility for traveling. So that's another big thing. Sometimes people are a little bit concerned about that. And, if you're a big traveler internationally or domestic, sometimes you don't realize this area can cater to it. Now, with that said, if you're going to be doing some international traveling, then you will have to program your agenda according to connections, and sometimes Santa Barbara might be a better suit, or you can go north to San Jose, San Francisco, or south to Los Angeles. So those would be your primary areas, but smaller flights and things of that nature are definitely available in San Luis Obispo. In particular, in San Luis Obispo County, the airport is going through a revamping to facilitate bigger planes, not just the little charter planes, but the other areas are definitely available too, to cater to your traveling needs. So that's available without living within the city. So you would just have to make a 2-hour, 3-hour commute, kind of an average there. So that is something that, it can meet your needs and not have to live in that high density lifestyle here on the Central Coast. All right, friends. So just a reminder, my name is Vernice and I am a real estate broker here on the Central Coast in San Luis Obispo County. And I am here to help. If you need anything, we're getting calls from people just like you. Just text, email, give me a call, and anytime, day, evening, weekends, it doesn't matter. So just be sure to reach out. All right, another factor that you might consider if you should move to the Central Coast in any of these counties is the quality of our food. We have a good variety of good meats, if you're into meats, because we have a lot of land here. We have grass-fed beef, and we have, high quality eggs and things of that nature. And then most importantly is our produce, because of our soil, of our area, our location. We facilitate a lot of produce in the United States, in particular in San Luis Obispo County. But throughout the counties, you will find fresh produce, good, meats, and because of our produce and our meats, you have great restaurants or food to table. So, and another important factor is, since we're by the Pacific Ocean, you're going to have fresh fish available to you throughout the whole Central Coast area. So that is a big thing in our little bubble here. Monterey Bay, California is a big fisherman's town, all the way up to Santa Cruz and the Ventura area. So not having your fish transported over states, you're going to have it a pretty easy accessibility to you wherever you are on the Central Coast. So the quality of the food that you're going to be able to have at your fingertips, no matter where you land on the Central Coast, is definitely going to be an amazing and extraordinary experience for you. And I know this from my family that's moved to Arizona, and they can't get, good tasting strawberries. There's certain cuts of meat that we have over here that they don't get over there. And just our availability to have the fruits through all the seasons, all the vegetables, is just an amazing lifestyle to be able to have here on the Central Coast. All right, and if you are a history buff and you love to hear about the things that have happened in our days before we were here, well, we have a great history here on the Central Coast. We have a lot of missions that are very well preserved, and a lot of history because we've been so close to the ocean, the ports that have come in. Even William Randolph Hearst in San Simeon had his own port out there, bringing in movie stars, bringing in foods from other areas, and extravagant wildlife. So again, all up and down the Central Coast, we have a lot of history to take in. And if that's your thing, you're going to love it. You're going to love to be able to go to museums, art events, places that are still standing. We have swinging bridges. Again, we have, areas that you can drive your vehicles onto the beach. We have all up and down the coast here, monuments of things that have occurred throughout the history of California, and they're very close in distance for you to get to and explore. And so you can make day trips quite easily from the Central Coast to other neighboring counties and discover what that county brought to California and how it all unveiled and how we came to fruition. So the history here is abundant and super extraordinary as well. So that is something that you will be able to partake here on the Central Coast. All right, friends. So the only way that we can help you find the sweet spot here on the Central Coast is you've got to reach out. You got to give us a call, text, day, evening, weekends, it does not matter, because we have your back when you're moving to the Central Coast, California. So